Hello YouTube and welcome to another Linux tutorial. So in this video I'm going to show you how to install and configure an NTP server and client on Linux machine. So are you ready? Let's get started. So as you may know, NTP stands for Network Time Protocol, and it's used to synchronize time between a server and client, okay? And it's very useful and also sometimes very important if you have some network application that needs accurate time, okay? So here we have actually two machines based on Ubuntu. We have NTP server and NTP client, and we will try to install NTP server on the server and configure also the client to synchronize its time with the server, okay? So let's begin by our NTP server. Okay, so as you can see here, I have NTP server Ubuntu machine, which has an IP address, as you can see here, .90. Okay, so first thing first, let's update the repo in order to install actually NTP server. So for that we execute the command always with the root privilege update. Okay, so it's done. All the packages are up to date. Okay, so in order to install NTP server, it's pretty easy. We execute the command apt install NTP. Here we go, we confirm yes, and NTP server will be installed. So we'll wait for the installation to be completed. Here we go. So in order to verify that, we execute the command sntp -- version. So here I'm using NTP version 4.2.8. okay, so but the configuration is not complete. We need to add what we call pools. So if you open or edit the file located in /etc, the file is called ntp.conf. so you will see here in this section here there are some pools that has been added by default, but here it states use servers from the NTP pool project. Okay, so actually you have to replace these 4 lines with the pool servers nearest to you. Okay, so for that, in order to get the servers near to you, you go to this site here called, let me show you this site, yeah, support.ntp.org. okay, so and here you choose the region when you are. So for example, if you are in Europe, you click on this link here, and here you get the pools that are corresponding to Europe. So we have to copy them. So here we have 4 lines, so let's copy them and go back to our actually file, and we have to replace these 4 lines, but and we have actually to replace this 4 line by the 4 line that we have copied from the site. Okay, so let's do that. So let's actually delete all these lines, and let's copy or actually paste the line that we have copied. Here we go. So those lines actually corresponding to the pools in Europe. So let me just organize that. Here we go. And finally you save the file, Ctrl X, yes, enter. Okay, so now our NTP server is ready, but we have to restart the service. So system ctl restart the NTP service. Here we go. So let's verify the status to see if it's active and running. So here you can see the service is active and running. Okay, so the configuration now on NTP server is actually done. But before going to the NTP client and configure it and install it, we have to allow here the NTP requests, because on Ubuntu we have a firewall, so we have actually to allow NTP, and for that we actually use this command here. This is UFW, which is the default firewall for Ubuntu, and we allow NTP. Here we go. Let's verify now status. Actually it's inactive, so it's allowing everything, but whenever it's active you have to add this rule actually to allow NTP. So here I'm connected to Ubuntu clients. So first thing first, in order to synchronize time but manually, we have to install a package. So first of all, let's update the repositories. Here we go. Okay, now so in order to actually, as I told you, to synchronize time but manually, we have to install a package np update. So sudo apt install ntp update, or actually ntp date. Okay, okay, so the package has been installed. So in order to synchronize time with our server, it's pretty easy. We type the command ntp date, then the IP address of our NTP server. So remember, the IP address of our NTP server is .90. Okay, so here, as you can see, it has adjusted the time with the server, and the server is, as you can see here, .90 and offset, which means the difference between the time of this client and server is just 0.0.06091. Okay, but this is, as I told you, the manual way to synchronize time between the client and server. If you want to do that, to synchronize time automatically, not manually, you have to install another package, apt install ntp. Actually, here we go. We confirm that. Package is now installed. We have to edit once again, but this time on the client, not on the server, our ntp.conf file. But all we have to do now is just to add here server, then the IP address of our NTP server, which in our case is .90. So all which we have to do is this. Okay, you can add also prefer eBurst in order to get notification if the server is not available. Okay, so let's save this file here. Here we go. Actually, I forget to open this file with root privileges. Okay, so let's copy this line. here we go. Or actually, let's not save the file, and I will open it using root privileges. Here we go. So as I told you, we are just at the bottom our server IP address with keyword server, then prefer eBurst. Let's save. Here we go. Everything is okay now. All we have to do is to restart the service once again with systemctl restart NTP. Here we go. Let's verify the status. So this is the service is up and running, and if you want to check the status of your synchronization, you can execute the command ntpq -p. Okay, here we go. So you can see here all the synchronization or the different remote actually pools, but the one with asterisk is the one that your client is connected to. So as you can see here in this line, it's connected, this one with asterisk, which is the IP address of our NTP server. Okay, and it means it has actually synchronized its time with the server here. Okay, so that was just a brief video to show you how to install and configure NTP server and also NTP client on Ubuntu machine. As always, I hope it has been informative for you, and I want to thank you for viewing. Bye bye.